Who is an examiner? An examiner is someone who tests us, who sets questions, who assesses us. So anybody who is there to assess us is an examiner. For instance, WAEC, NECO, JAMB, SAT, G, and every other examinations in the world are made by examiners. Then these questions elicit response from us. They want us to bring out response to the questions. Every question demands an answer. And once you are done giving out the answers, the examiners goes ahead and mark the answers to the questions. And once they are done, they give results. You see that? Now, when you begin to see your exam or your preparation for exam as an examiner, what happens is that all these processes I have said, like the setting of question, like the marking of question, like the results, you will start seeing it in that manner. So don't be preparing for an exam and you are afraid, you are scared. This examination is difficult. Oh, Post-UTME is difficult. Oh, JAMB is difficult. No, that is not how you see it. Look at how you are going to see the questions. As you read a question, like, for instance, read a question like motion in physics. Let's say in physics, in physics, you are reading a question like motion. Look at, this is a question, this is motion. Motion is a topic in physics. Yes. Now, when you get to this topic in physics, it applies to all subjects. I'm just using this as an instance. So no matter your field of studies, just look at it. No matter your department, don't worry, it's still the same thing. When you see motion, instead of just going to define motion, ask yourself, what are the possible questions that an examiner may bring from here? Instead of using an examiner, say I. What are the possible questions that I am going to set if I were to handle questions on this? If I were to set questions on this, what are the possible questions that I'm going to bring out from here? That is quite important, all right? For instance, when you go to motion as a topic, there are objectives. There are objectives for each of them. For instance, they will tell you student must be able to define motion. Okay, now to define motion, you ask, what is motion? What is motion? Very important. What is motion? This is a general question, right? Yes. What is motion? That is a question already. Yes, an examiner may ask you what is motion. Now you must be able to define this motion. Okay, so whatever it is, you must be able to define it. So while you are reading your books, you must be fulfilling that purpose. One of those aims or objectives is to define motion. And at the end of your preparation, you must be able to define motion. Then the next one is, what are the types of motion? Okay, name 3 types of motions or 2 types of motions, or name all the types of motion. So maybe by the time the types of motion, okay, let's say list 2 types of motion. 2 types of motion. Now, what does it mean? This is a question. If it is in the objective, okay, that's the objective or the aim of the topic. List 2 types of motions. Students should be able to list 2 types of motions. You see that? So while you are reading, make sure you are able to cover this part. At the end of your preparation for the exam, you should be able to list at least 2 types of motion. If possible, 3 types to keep you at an edge, okay, in case they ask extra one. Then what else? Calculations involving motions or parameters. What are the parameters for motions? Like distance, displacement, velocity, acceleration. Now, students should be able to define all of that and also state the formulas. Then the equations of motions. So if these are the objectives, you must cover it up. But while doing it, ask the necessary questions, because you are now in the position of an examiner. You have kept yourself in the position of an examiner. So an examiner is someone who sets questions. So he's setting questions for you to answer. Use the objectives. Go to the curriculum, the syllabus for that particular examination. If you are preparing for JAMB, for instance, go to JAMB syllabus, check the objectives. Students must be able to then use it to prepare questions for yourself. Use all the objectives for that particular topic, each topic. So one particular topic that you want to read today or this moment, like motion, for instance, check the objectives for motion. That students, those things that students are expected to have learned at the end of the topic. At the end of this topic, for instance, go there, ask questions under these topics. Pen those questions down. Do you get it now? Then try to compare it with past questions as well, because it helps a lot. Past questions can also assist you. Then once you are done, go back to this, then read it very well. Ensure that at the end of your preparations, you are able to explain, define, list all these parameters, everything. And if it involves calculations, you should be able to. This is also very important. Please take notes. All right. Then in an exam hall, just see how examiners also behave. Put yourself in their shoes. Be confident. Okay. Be happy that you are an exam hall. Be an authority. Don't be afraid. Take full charge of your examination. This will also help you in remembering what you have learned. When you go to the exam hall and you are fidgeting, you are afraid, you will forget. The tendency that you will forget what you have read is very high. That is why you go to the exam hall not as an examination candidate, but as an examiner. You are going there to examine yourself or examine anybody. You are still an examiner. So put yourself in that shoe. I can assure you, to be very easy for you to remember. You be calm. Okay, you will not be afraid. You take charge, because you are now an examiner, even though you are going there as a candidate. But you are going there to think like, talk like, act like, and even write like an examiner. I hope that is clear. So that is number one. Okay, reading like an examiner. Number two is reading like a teacher. Yes, that is number two. Read like a teacher. Yes, I know you wonder what I'm saying. Is this, how do I read like a teacher? Read like a teacher. Now, how do I read like a teacher? A teacher is someone who teaches. Yes, if I don't know what to say, I won't stand there and be teaching. And if you must teach, you must know what to teach. Teaching challenges you. When you are teaching, you are challenged to do more for yourself. You are challenged to do research. You are challenged to go extra mile. You see that? So you don't stop where a student stops. You go to where the teacher will go to. The teacher must be ahead of the students. So if you have that mindset of a teacher and you read like a teacher, don't read like a candidate of an exam. Don't read like a student in an examination. Don't read when you are preparing for an exam. Don't read like a student. Read like a teacher. I will explain what I'm saying. Now, I want to teach a subject. Okay? I want to teach a subject. Let's say in mathematics. Let's say a subject in mathematics. So let me write mathematics. Now, I want to teach a subject in mathematics. And that subject is maybe linear equations, for instance. Okay? Linear equations in mathematics. Please take note of this. I want to teach this subject. Okay? I'm a student, but I want to read like a teacher. Is that taken? Now, how do I read like a teacher? There is a question, maybe a question like 2x plus 1, okay, minus 5 equals to 1. Now, the question is, a student, for instance, will just jump into this question and start solving. Yes, you start solving, and maybe solving with fear. Okay? But as a teacher, you will ask yourself, if I want to teach someone, how do I teach someone this topic or this question or this topic? How do I teach a person, a newbie, a beginner? Do you get that now? Then this will sound better in your memory than just solving. Some students, once they see past question, they start solving, and that is where confusion usually come in. So to avoid that, you will ask questions. See, reading is all about questions, because at the end of the day, you will have to give an account of what you have read. That is in an examination. So you have to read as if you are preparing for exam. Don't read for fun. Most students don't know that they are not preparing for exam. They just look at questions and start solving. That is not how to prepare for an exam. Exam has steps, okay? And different exams have different methods of preparations. So if you are preparing for this and you want to read like a teacher, I want to teach somebody. That is why I encourage people to teach. Now I will ask myself, okay, what is the simplest way? Yes, I have -5 here. And this -5 is not inside the brackets. You see that? So I can take my -5 to this place. Okay? And that will be very easy for me, right? Then I'll just simply take my -5 to this place. Wow. Can you see that now? And when I do that, I'm now going to have two, you see, open bracket this, then this will now be 1 plus 5, which means when this -5 crosses to the other side, it becomes +5. And when added to 1, it becomes 6. What am I saying? I'm simply telling you that you are teaching someone, okay? You put yourself in the shoe of a teacher. All right? Then this becomes x plus 1 here. Then this is 6. Now, as a smart student that you are, okay, you now ask yourself, this 2, should I open bracket? Since this 2 can divide this 6, why am I wasting my time? In an exam hall, like in Post-UTME or any other exam, we don't need to clear this bracket if the 2 can divide 6. Even if it cannot, you can put it under it, then take this one there and take your LCM, and that's all. Okay? So what you are simply going to do is to divide both sides. Divide each side by 2. So this will go, leaving us with just x plus 1 at the left-hand side equals to what? 3. Yes, 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then you can now take this 1 to the other side. Remember, you are teaching somebody. Okay? You are putting yourself in the shoe of a teacher. So you are reading like a teacher. Okay? Then you can simply transfer this 1 to this other side. And when you do that, what are we going to get? You are simply going to arrive at x equals 3 minus 1. Okay, this is plus. When it is crossing, it changes to -1. And this gives x to be equals to what? 2. What have you done? You have broken down this system of equation, or this equation rather, and you have gotten an answer. You have taught somebody. And who have you taught? Yourself. Or probably you are teaching another person, or assume you are teaching someone else. So this is a very good method of reading. No matter the subject, literature, chemistry, government, civic, any subject at all. Okay, read it as if you are going to teach. Whatever you don't understand, then you can go back. You see that now? That is how a teacher does. Every teacher that teaches, anybody that teaches, will definitely go back when there is something not clear. Okay, that's what we are saying. I hope it is you're actually following. So that is why you have to read like a teacher. With that, you are able to retain what you have read. And when you read like a teacher and you enter exam hall, you enter there as an examiner and as a teacher. This is a double-edged sword. Yes, when you enter exam hall with these two concepts, with these two mindsets, with the mindset of an examiner and the mindset of a teacher, I can assure you that exam will not be a threat to you. At least you'll be confident. You will not be afraid. You ask yourself, of course, I've taught these topics. Where are they going to come from? Nowhere. I'm an examiner. I'm a teacher. You see? So please use that as a way of reading. Now, we go to the next one. We quickly go to the next one. Number 3, read aloud. Okay. Number 3 is read and record. Okay. Read and record. Read and record. Read and record. What do I mean? Some people read and forget what they have read. Read and record. They are just, I'm going to give you 5. Okay. Read and record. When you read, don't let the memory of what you did to just go like that. No. Read and take note of what you have read, and never ever forget what you have read. How do I mean? This is how to do it. In those days, it would have been a little bit more difficult, but these days, we have gadgets, we have phones, we have laptops, we have everything. I did it in my days. I read and I recorded. How did I do it? This is quite simple. I will take my phone, put it on record, okay, and read loud. I will read audibly. Okay, I'll make sure I read so that I can hear myself reading. Right? And when I hear myself reading, it will be recorded on my device or in my device. And when it is in my device, it is very simple. What am I going to do? The next time I am going somewhere or anywhere, I can simply take my device, plug it in my ears, okay, plug it to my ears, and I'll start listening to what I have read. What am I doing? That's memory of remembering, of retaining, of retention will be getting stronger, more powerful, more adhesive, okay, to me, because this is my voice. So I am regurgitating. As I'm remembering what I have read, I'm replaying, okay, what I have read. It's like flashing back. I don't know if you have ever flashed back on a particular memory. You see, that memory becomes very deep and stronger in you. That is how reading is. When you take it that way, okay, it becomes stronger in you. So everybody should use this method. Read and record. There are different ways to do it. But in modern times, you can use electronics. You can read with laptops that has memory, maybe larger memory. You can go ahead and edit it if you want to, but that's not a problem. But whichever way you have done it, just note that you have only and you have done so well in raising your retention level. Because anywhere you go and that thing is in your ears, I promise you, you are indirectly telling yourself that this question is no more a question. There's now a DNA in me because it's now very much gummed or adhered to you. Okay, with that, it will remain in your memory and nothing can take it away from you. Once you see a question, it will be so familiar to you. If you try this method, I can assure you, you will not forget what you have read. I did it and I got great. I got A grades in this by using this method. I use this method particularly and it helped very much. Okay, this one, use it. Whether you are in higher institution, you are in secondary school, or any other place, use this method while you are reading. Record what you are reading. This is very efficient or very effective in non-calculation subjects. Okay, but in calculation subjects, you can use the video. Okay, the video. Yes, while in non-calculation subjects, you can simply use audio, and it is going to be very effective. I can assure you. So if you use this method, you will remember everything you have read will play out like a mirror to your face. I hope this is clear. Then the next one, I was supposed to say before this one, but don't worry. It's still okay. The next one is reading aloud. Yes, reading, reading aloud. I call it non-silent reading. Okay, you don't have to read so loud. Reading aloud. Now, I'm not saying noisy reading. Yes, a lot of children, especially children, majority of our children usually read aloud, but adults find it difficult to read aloud. They want to be quiet. But that is the reason why the retention level is higher in children, okay, than adults, if you take proper note of it. So children will read and remember what they have read for a long time. Even when they are playing about, they still remember. Because when they want to read, they read aloud. Okay? They read, they jump here and there reading. Even when they are reading, they are very noisy, a lot of them. I'm sure you have seen children like that. Yet they remember very much. I'm going to explain the reason for this. But some of us don't know why it is like that. Now, we have 5 senses. There are 5 senses. Okay? So we have the sense of sight and the sense of hearing. Okay? Now we are going to talk about the 3 other senses. We don't actually need it here. So let's look at the sense of sight and the sense of hearing. When you do silent reading, like the ones we do in the libraries, okay? The ones we do in the libraries, you read with only one sense, and that is the sense of sight. Okay? So which means your brain, your memory is coming from only one sense out of the 2 senses you are supposed to use. Okay? So your memory is coming from only 2 senses. The third one is sense of touch, which is the practical aspect too. Okay? But I'm going to focus on the 2 senses. Now, the sense of sight, you what you look at what you read and you see it. Okay, when you are seeing. But when you read what you see and you read it aloud, not in a very noisy way, like the way I'm talking now, you can hear me. All right? So when you do that, you now have 2 senses combined together. That is, they are now in one perspective, okay? 2 senses working together. That is why practical classes are better than any other classes. When you are doing practical classes, it is better. Do you know why? Because there are 3 senses. The sense of touch, sense of touch, then sense of sight, and sense of hearing. The 3 of them are involved in practical classes. So the more senses you employ during your preparation for an exam, the better your retention ability. Therefore, the better your performance. Go and check. Most students do well in practicals. But when it comes to theory, majority struggles. Majority of the students are struggling. But when it comes to practicals, they finish everything. Okay? They are able to finish the questions and they do it well. Why? Because there are more senses involved in practicals than in theories. Is that taken? So, when you read aloud, you have 2 senses working. Okay? That is when you are doing theory and you are reading aloud. You have the sense of sight and sense of what? Hearing. But what are the conditions for this? We are not allowed to read in the library. So when I was in school, this is what I actually did. I only go to library. I only go to the library in the university. When I was studying my undergraduate, I go there just for research. Maybe there's something I need to find out. I'll just go there and find it out. Once I am done finding it out, I will leave the library. It is not compulsory that you must read in the library. Library is mainly for research. To me, I don't encourage students to go to the library and be reading. But if you want to read, no problem. Okay, maybe you want to just do some snappy reading or whatever. You can go there and read. But staying there from morning to night, to me, it's not productive. Because I cannot read aloud in the library. This is what I usually do. I just go to a quiet place. Maybe with someone or myself alone. Although because of the risk and other things involved, you may go with someone and let them know that this is your intention. Okay? Read aloud. When you go to a very quiet place, a serene environment, maybe under a very beautiful atmosphere, a tree, very fine place, very beautiful place. Just sit there as if you are there to catch fun. You read with fun, so you don't punish yourself, you don't bother yourself. Just read, but ensure that you fulfill the objectives of reading, like an examiner and as a teacher. These two ones are my highest priorities. Okay, do well as you read and record or reading aloud. Make sure you fulfill these objectives. But it is the mindset of an examiner and the mindset of a teacher that you are going to enter the exam, okay, and blast your subjects. I hope that is well understood. Whether post-UTME, no matter the exam, including PhD, any exam at all, or masters, anywhere you are going to, when you are going to defend your PhD, go there as a supervisor. Go there. Don't go there with the fear that I'm going to be questioned or queried. You did not commit an offense. Okay, you are just there to defend your PhD. I hope that is clear. Or even PhD, any of these degrees or whatever you are going for. Just know that there is the strategy of an examiner and a teacher or a supervisor. I hope that is clear. Then, I have already said this, to read under a quiet place. I did it while I was in school, and it helped me a lot. Reading a record and reading aloud, these two helped me a lot. Yes, I always go to a quiet place, read quietly. Okay, if I want to do something with somebody, maybe I want to work with somebody, then I can join the person to read. Or if I want to do research in the library, I'll go to the library, get the information that I need, then go quietly do my reading myself. Because after all, going to the library, you go there with a lot of people who are all silent, like a graveyard. So everybody is silent. Nobody wants to talk to the other person, or you are not allowed to. Yes, because you are making noise, you are disturbing. But where you have the freedom to decide the strategy you are going to employ, and that will make you perform excellently well, or according to your strategy, because we don't have the same method of approach. This is very important, please. Then, number 5, which is very extremely important, reading with symbols. Reading with symbols. Reading, yes, I'm going to explain. Reading with symbols. Yes, this is very crucial. These ones, students hardly apply this. Reading with symbols. I don't know. Students hardly apply this. I don't know why. I think it is high time we start using our own strategy. Yes, if we want to perform well, especially those of us who are not too academically high. You understand what I'm talking about, right? So, if you know that you are reading something, you are preparing for an exam, and you are reading a particular subject, and there is a particular topic in that subject that is giving you serious headache, that is like a bone in your neck. This is the method. This method will crush that subject and crush that topic. This particular method, reading with symbols. Now, you may want to know what I am talking about, right? Please, if you have not subscribed and you have gotten to this stage of this live stream, why not go ahead and subscribe? Okay, because I teach in this video tips, shortcuts, tricks, strategies on how you can ace your examinations, and if it's JAMB, get your 300 and above. That was what most of my students got that, and I feel very happy. Right now, it is post-UTME period. All right, so just smash the subscribe button. It is just below the live stream. Okay, it is begging you to do so. Please do well to smash it. You have a lot to gain. Okay, because more tips will be coming. Even a night to exam, there's going to be REMA hours. Okay, yeah, REMA hour is going to be there just to make sure we solidify our preparations towards the examinations. And GCE is also coming, so our lectures will be coming, including our WhatsApp lecture. If you want to join our WhatsApp class, why not go ahead? Let me know through the WhatsApp number. You can call me, or better still, you WhatsApp me, and I'm going to definitely answer your messages or calls. All right? So thank you very much. Now, reading with symbols. Symbols are very vital tools. They are like DNA, okay, to us, especially for those of us who are not too strong. Academic. Some people have this IQ, intelligent quotient. Yes, they get everything fast. But if you know that you don't get it fast, but you want it to remain there, you want to retain it for a long time, you are going to use symbols. Let us proceed. Let me show you symbols. I'm going to use it in 3 different methods. One, I'm going to use chemistry. In chemistry, I'm going to use periodic table. Then in biology, I'm going to use bones of the body, right? Then in chemistry again, I'm going to use it in alloys. Okay? So let's look at it. Now let's assume we are in chemistry class. So I'm preparing for chemistry. Please, this is just an instance. It doesn't matter the subject. It can be literature, can be anything. It can be literature, it can be government, it can be civic. No, it can be digital technology, it can be anything at all. Use this method. If you want to double your retention, you want to do better by doubling your retention, use this method. Now, we are going to use chemistry. Number one, now we're going to do in chemistry is first 20 elements. Now, let's assume you are to list or mention the first 20 chemical elements in the periodic table. The first 20 chemical elements in the periodic table. That must, you see this? It might sound very difficult. Why? Because remembering it from hydrogen, helium, lithium, notice, beryllium, so boron and the rest, it might take a lot, especially for those of us that are, that don't learn very fast. This is what we did when I was in school. I'm using my experience because that's what I did, and you may use yours too. Some persons use song. Yes, that's supposed to be the next one. But I decided to stop here. Some persons use song, but we did not use song. We use other things. Okay, we symbolize the first 20 elements. Because these are the foundations of chemistry. If you don't know the elements of the periodic tables, you have lost it in chemistry. Because that is the foundation of chemistry. I hope it is clear. Now, this is what we did. We use this word instead of using we use this he. We said he has let brave boy see, he has let brave boy come near our flag, or you can call it flags. Never send Mike away since people shall come and praise Charles. Can you see this? He has let brave boy come near our flag. Never send Mike away, since people shall come and praise Charles. You see this thing here? It's been long I learned it, but I can assure you, for my entire life, I will never forget this thing. Why? Because I have used what I know, what I'm used to, common thing, to represent the uncommon 20 elements. So, whichever one I am not able to remember, I will come here and I will remember them. I will remember everything I have read. Okay? And that is how to do it. With this, I'm able to retain the first 20 elements. Key is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. See that?
This is nitrogen. All right. This is oxygen. This is a yes, our flag. This is oxygen. Okay. Flag is fluorine. Neon. This is neon. Okay. Yes. This is neon. Then this is sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Can you see that? Aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur. Okay. Then yes, after sulfur, come near our flag. Yes, people shall come. This is okay. The first C is a carbon. All right. So we have phosphorus. This is argon. Yes, this is argon. This is praise. Praise is potassium. Okay. C is what? Calcium. Calcium. So that is how to remember all these things. All right. So you go ahead, check it. This one is chlorine. Yes, this C is chlorine. So that is chlorine. With this one alone, you can remember the 20 elements. So you can see how easy it is. So easy. So these are the first, these symbols represent the first 20 elements. But this is not chemistry, but you can link what you have here to chemistry. Some persons use song, but we did not use song. We used something like this, and it helped every one of us. I hope that is very straightforward and clear. So that is what I advise us to also use, or use a similar method. You don't necessarily have to use this, but use a similar method, and you will get yourself into double memory retention. I hope this is clear. That is for first 20 elements. Now, I'm going to clean this and look at the second one. The number 2, where we apply this method, is alloy. Alloy. Okay? Yes, that's number 2, alloy. Now, what is an alloy? An alloy consists of a mixture of 2 or more metals, or combination of metals and non-metals. Okay? Fused together, right? Fused together. That's what an alloy is. All right? For instance, we have alloys in different form. Okay? For instance, we have duralumin. Or let me start from the smallest one. Better. Let's start from this small one. We have steel. I'm sure you know steel. I'm sure that you know that steel is an alloy, but it consists of 2 elements. What are those 2 elements? Iron and carbon. But in case you can't remember iron and carbon, don't forget that iron is ferron. The Greek name for iron is ferron. Okay, that is Fe. That's why we have Fe. So we use Fe for iron, then carbon. Okay, this is it. What have I done? Still, I have used carbon. If you don't use carbon, use feca. Okay, but I decided to use carbon so that I can be closer to what I'm looking at. Because this consists of iron and carbon. So I use carbon. You know, I have symbolized it. Now I know that Fe is from the word ferron. Ferron. I'm sure you know the word ferrous metals. Metal that contain iron. So ferron, ferrous. So this is it as iron. Then this is carbon. So carbon. This one represents the 2 elements present in steel. Then what about stainless steel? Stainless. The stainless kind of steel. Stainless steel. Now look at stainless steel. Stainless steel consists of 4 major elements. That is fecanichrome. I call it fecanichrome. Fe, then Ca. Don't forget. Then Ca. Then Ni. Always write the first symbol, okay, should be capital. fecanichrome. Fecanichrome. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing here. Just look at what I'm going to do. There are 4 elements here combined together to give stainless steel. And what are they? We have iron, that is ferrous for iron. Then we have carbon, Ca. Remember I told you can write Ca or you write carbon. Then we have nickel, Ni, nickel, Ni. Then we have chrome, chromium. So we have iron, we have carbon, we have nickel, we have chromium. So these 4 have been combined together. You can call it fecanichrome. You see that? Fecanichrome. So you have symbolized this now to form this steel. So it's easier for you to remember it. I have learned this long time ago. Okay? These are this word, I brought them out because I wanted something that can stay and stick for life. Okay? So I don't need to read this again. I already have it in me. And it will continue to be there. Why? Because I have been able to find something. I found something that relates what I know to what I don't know. And that makes it very easy. That is what we should always do. We have the other ones too. We have duralumin. Duralumin is another alloy. Duralumin. Yes, duralumin. I call it durable aluminum because the major constituent of this alloy is aluminum, but it has been so many other things have been added to it. So that's why it's called duralumin, and it makes it durable and of better physical properties. Now, duralumin consists of 4 elements combined together like fecanichrome. Okay, durable aluminum. I call it alucomagman. Alucomagman. Alu for aluminium. Co for cobalt. Okay. Mag for magnesium. And the last one, man for manganese. Can you see this now? This is aluminium. This is the major constituent. Please, the first one here is the major constituent of the alloy. Okay, this is alucomagman. All right. So if you need more of these symbols, let me know. DM me. Okay. Check my WhatsApp number. Check it out and let me know. Okay, when this video has come on live very soon. Once I finish from here, to go live directly. Okay. Yes. I don't waste my time. I just put it live so that people can start learning as fast as possible because examination is very close. Use any of this method, strike the exam and get it on target. All right. So I want you to learn faster, ace your examinations. Okay. If it's post-UTME, go ahead, strike the post-UTME, no matter the university, and get it once and for all. Then if it's G, if it's SAT, go ahead, use any of them if there's if any of the method. Yes, because all this method does not discriminate against any examinations. Okay, if it's mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, anything, use any of the method. Okay, so if you want me to give you symbols that will help you understand any of your subjects, let me know. DM me, check my WhatsApp number. I can assure you I will give you these symbols. I will give you the strategies that you can apply or something similar that you can apply to ace your examinations and score high to have your admissions or whatever you want to use your result for. All right. So this is exactly what we are doing in chemistry. Now I'm going to biology right now. Let's go to biology. Yes, I'm using bones because I learned it. I use bones. There are other things I also learned, but let's look at biology so that you will not think that it's only calculations. Even mathematics, all of them apply. Biology, we have skeleton. Okay, in biology we have skeleton. I'm sure we know skeleton very well. Those of us who did biology, we have skeleton.
What is skeleton? Skeleton is the bony framework of the body. Yes, skeleton is what gives us shape. If not for skeleton, I won't be standing here. You get that now? So if you know there are certain aspects of skeleton, for instance, or biology in general, that is giving you headache, but we are focusing on skeleton. So if you know there is some aspect in skeleton that is giving you headache, this is what we are going to do. For instance, there is this bone in our back. Okay, it's called the vertebral column. It houses the spinal cord. All right. Yes. Now these bones are arranged in several ways, so it's difficult for you to remember these bones. If it's difficult, it may not be difficult for some, but for others, it could be a little bit difficult. Okay, but if you want to, the first one here is called cervical. Okay, so I call it Satolomsako. Now let me write it so that you know how I symbolize the bone. Okay, I call it Satolomsako. This one I made it 2 times. Ko. Okay, Sako. You can stop here or you do it like this. This is Satolomsako. How many bones are there? 5. So there are 5 bones from the neck to the base of the waist. Okay, so that is what we are talking about. Now, what does it mean? This is cervical. Okay, this is thoracic. This is lumbar. This is sacral, and this is caudal. Can you see that now? Satolomsako. That is symbolic. You have read with symbols. So with this, I can never forget this topic or this aspect of the topic. So when you are reading and you are stuck, you get stuck to a particular point, and you're asking yourself, how do I navigate this? How do I cross this bridge? Then you need, how do I cross this river? Then what is the bridge? How am I going to construct the bridge to cross this river? Then you have to bring in something like this. Symbolism. Okay, symbolic method of reading. Linking what you know with what you don't know. Yes. Okay, that's very important. So this is cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and caudal. That's all. There are many other aspects that I learned so much. Please do not cram. I don't encourage students to cram. If you cram, just a little issue, you will forget what you have learned. So I don't encourage cramming. In AZ Science TV, we don't encourage cramming at all. We want you to retain what you have learned. And cramming does not help you to retain what you have learned. Because after you finish writing your exam, even though what you crammed came in during the examination, I can assure you, once you finish writing it, it will just, after a while, to go off. I have written my exams long time ago, but these things are still here because I have used different methods to learn it. So we are going to go over it again as we close this class. But if you haven't subscribed and you've been watching to this extent, please do well. Smash the subscribe button. Okay, do well. I can see a lot of people coming to watch. Yes, thank you for joining me. This is very important. I hope you have learned so much. I hope this lesson has given us a lot of values. Please do well to compensate us by subscribing. Okay, just smash it. It is below the live stream. Thank you very much. Now we are going to let's go over it again. Let's repeat what we have said in a jiffy. Number 1, the topic is how to retain what we have read. Okay, 1 is reading like an examiner. You must read like an examiner. Go to the exam hall, think like an examiner, act like an examiner. You know, carry yourself like an examiner. Don't go there with the mindset of oh, I'm afraid. I don't know. This exam is very tough. You know, no. Go there as if you are the one who sets the questions. Okay? Go there, yes. Because when you are preparing, you prepared like an examiner. You have asked yourself all the questions that Post-UTME will ask you. You have asked yourself all the likely questions from anywhere. Do you get it? So when you get there, go there, sit down, come on, get set, right? And be strong. Don't be afraid. That is an examiner. No examiner go to the exam hall with fear. So don't bring in fear. Number 2, read like a teacher. Read as if you are going to transmit knowledge, pass knowledge to someone else. So that makes you a better reader, a better a better student. You study better when you study like a teacher, because a teacher must teach. And if you don't know what to teach, you can't teach. So this will motivate you to read, to prepare harder, to work harder, so that you can teach. You see that now? And when you read, make sure you teach somebody. You know, exemplify it, try and do it. And if there's nobody to teach, come over like this on the board, teach. Okay, just teach. And what you don't know, note it down. What you forgot, then note it down. Go back and do research. So read like a teacher. Prepare for an exam like a teacher. That is number 2. Number 3, read and record. Yes. Don't read and forget. This is very important. Most students read and forget that they read. If you ask them, did you read yesterday? And they said, I read. What did you read? I think I read, I've forgotten. I'll go and check what I've read. No, it means you didn't read. Yes, you only went there to have fun. You have forgotten what you read. Even the topic, you can't even remember. So read and record. Make sure that what you read sticks there. From the topic to every branch of the topic. Don't let anyone slide. Anyone you don't remember, go back. Okay? And strike it again until you get the target. Don't leave until you get what you are looking for. You get it? Then you can also use gadgets like your phones. Okay, I prefer students using phones, but you always hold the phones around, right? So record what you read, and when you are moving around, maybe when you are done reading the following day or any other day, you can play those things you have read. Play them over and over again. And when you play them, you will see yourself remembering it afresh. Wow, yes, I remember this. Yes, I remember that. Oh, yes, this was what I said yesterday. Oh, yes, I thought I'd forgotten. I think I remember this. You know, this will help you to retain what you have read. Okay, it helps a lot. It's a kind of reminder, and it's a better way to read. Read and record. Never forget what you have read. Memory is what you need to pass your exam. Okay, then the next one is reading aloud. Yes, this is done outside the library. You read so that your senses can combine together, okay, and give you a much stronger retention of what you have read. You are able to retain it in your memory of what you have read. What do I mean? Reading aloud is not a noise reading. Okay, it's a kind of reading that you do such that you are able to hear yourself. So when you hear yourself and you see what you are reading, your eye is seeing, your ear is hearing what your eye is seeing. You see that? Because your eye is seeing it, but your ears are hearing what your mouth is saying concerning what your eye is saying. So this is a better way to combine the sense of sight and the sense of what? Hearing. The more senses you combine together during your preparation for an exam, the better your retention ability. That is why in practicals, students do better, because there are 3 senses: sense of touch, sense of sight, and sense of hearing. You see this? Students are always doing better in practicals. Go and check. There is no practical where students will not do better. They are always doing very well, because there are 3 senses. So there are more senses combined together, working together. That makes it better. So the retention ability increases because the number of senses that are engaged, working together, united together, okay, have increased. So that is exactly what makes students to do better in practicals. All right, then reading with symbols, which was the one I just explained, using chemistry and biology. You can use physics, you can use mathematics. Okay, so but if you need more of those symbols, let me know. Okay, put it in my WhatsApp page, just like I've earlier said. So thank you very much. Please subscribe. Don't forget, it's very important. So I may have to leave you from here. But before I leave you, please do well to subscribe. It is very important. Like and share this video. And once it is launched, and once it has been published, do well to share the video so that many persons will benefit from it. Okay, this live stream will contribute a lot to so many persons' success. Please stop reading like a student. Study, but study like an examiner. Don't study like a candidate. Study like a teacher. Don't study like a student. Study and record. Don't study and leave. Read aloud, but do it alone. Okay, don't use it to disturb others, and don't let it be too loud. If you are too loud, you'll be distracting yourself. Just a little kind of sound. Okay, then read with symbols. Yes, when you read and there are places where you don't understand, look for a way to symbolize something that you know and try to link it with what you don't know, just like I did here. Satolom Sakov. Thank you very much. I hope you have all subscribed. I appreciate you. Do well to join me in my next live stream. I'm going to be available very soon. I do live stream every day because it's now holiday. So from now till post-UTME period and even GCE period, we are going to be having live stream back to back. Okay, don't forget this channel wishes all our candidates well. As long as you are subscribed to this channel, you are going to be doing extremely well because we'll keep giving you tips. But do well to follow these tips, because if you don't follow these tips that we give you here, I may not guarantee you any of those. Okay, but I wish you well. I always wish all of you well because that's exactly what you need to succeed. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And for now, have a very wonderful day for yourself. Enjoy yourself. And goodbye.